My name's Gabrielle Maddock and I'm the Curatorial and Public Programs Manager at the Museum of Australian Democracy at Eureka, also known as MADE. This is an existing building that was completely redeveloped as part of the museum design process, and it officially opened on May the 3rd, 2013. The museum is built on the site of the Eureka Stockade, which occurred on the 3rd of December in 1854. So the exhibition, it focuses on the story of the stockade and what happened, and as well as its significance and the consequences it had for Australia and our democracy. But it also tries to put that story into a global context and talk about what are the issues that democracies and people around the world are facing today. The Eureka Stockade occurred on the 3rd of December 1854. It was a very short battle between a group of gold miners and the government troops. During the gold rush in Victoria, not everyone was allowed to vote, only men over the age of 21 who owned a certain amount of property. On the Ballarat goldfields in 1854, everyone who wanted to mine for gold had to pay a very large mining fee, also known as a gold licence, which many felt was unjustly high and unfair. This caused a lot of tension in Ballarat, as it did on other Victorian goldfields. And the miners eventually started demanding that the tax be reduced and that they also be given additional democratic rights. Their anger boiled over towards the end of 1854 when they actually built the Eureka Stockade to try and protect themselves from licence hunts conducted by the authorities and the police. And the stockade was attacked on the morning of December 3rd by the government troops, who saw the actions of the miners as treason. And a very short battle ensued. It probably only lasted about 20 minutes, during which a number of people were killed. Within several years' time, Australia had introduced a range of important democratic rights for people, including eventually voting rights for women and Indigenous people. The Eureka flag was made on the Ballarat goldfields in 1854. We don't know exactly who made it, but there's a number of theories, one of which is that it was made by 3 women married to miners on the Eureka diggings. It's a very beautiful object and very large. People are often surprised by how large it is. It's been beautifully hand-stitched. So we're very, very lucky to have it on loan from the Art Gallery of Ballarat, and it's a beautiful object to see. The exhibition is focused on the Eureka story, and we look at that story through a series of interactive multimedia touch tables that form the focal point of the display space. But then around the outer circle of the exhibition, we explore a lot of themes that were important at the time of Eureka, but they're still important today. So we use them to try and make the story of the Eureka Stockade relevant to people today, and emphasise, why it was such a significant event. In Australia, the Eureka Stockade is thought about really as a starting point, but the tradition of protest and progress that the miners symbolically represented was continued through Australian history. There was the women's rights movement, which was very important, and in fact Australia became the first country in the world to introduce equal political rights for women, being the right to vote as well as the right to stand for Parliament. And in Australia we've also had a very strong Indigenous rights movement, which has lasted many, many years and continues today and has been incredibly significant. I think the biggest issue that a number of democratic countries are facing, certainly Australia, is a lack of engagement amongst the people. At MADE, we really try and inspire people to think about how they can create change and remind them that we are powerful and there are tools that we can use to have our voice heard, which is not just voting, it's also standing up and speaking out for issues that we care about.
Oh my God, the episode's ending? There's so much we wanted to cram into this one episode, but I guess we'll just have to wait till next week then.
That's right. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for tuning in again, Meshheads, and we'll see you all again next time.
Now to take us out, we have a music performance from Dylan Smith playing Vox Magna. See you guys next week.
See ya.
thoughts that keep on creeping through your body just get lost on the way. Hey, hey, it goes without saying some things will never change. And there's nothing left to say about it. There is no other way about it. I know now that nothing is as it was. It's just simply because you're under my skin. You can keep pushing and you know this can end in only one way. You gotta ease the pressure that's been building up inside you for days. You know what? But you won't let me go 'cause it gets you down. You know what? But you won't let me go 'cause it gets you down. You know what? Another day in the town, but you won't let me go 'cause it gets you down. There's nothing